Hey guys, welcome to the Tech Point Africa podcast. My name is Muiwa.
My name is Oluwani Femi.
I'm Emmanuel.
And I'm Tej.
We're back to our studio after 2 weeks of 2 or 3 weeks.
I think it's about 3.
Of annoying sound quality.
Mm.
We know we've been annoying you. And I hope you can bear with us. We're still, people seem to have forgotten, but we're still in the season of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's very risky to be moving around all the time.
Without your mask.
Yeah, so, for the foreseeable future, we are probably going to be recording remotely. But we'll figure out the sound quality. But thanks for sticking with us, always listening.
Thank you very much.
It's been a weird week.
Yeah.
Nigeria police
They gave us something to laugh about.
Yeah. On Twitter over the week.
I never expected it. Like, yes, like, when I saw it, even for a person that doesn't know how Photoshop works that much, it was very obvious.
Yeah.
It was so obvious. And you coming out to defend it again, that made it weirder.
Well, I don't know.
First of all, for those of us listening who are not hip and with the times, what we're talking about, there was or maybe you're not in Nigeria, so you're not concerned with what's going on. But there was a photo released by the official Twitter account of the Nigerian police,
NPF,
where they were displaying criminals who smuggled guns and arms and whatever.
Yeah.
And it was photoshopped.
Yeah. They merged two different...
Where they've come to own it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
they said it's not to misdirect or misinform Nigerians. So what's their excuse?
No, I think the Photoshop guy was not just...
It was not just good enough.
Yeah.
So they're saying those guys were actual criminals. In the actual case, they reported them, which is one was smuggling guns.
So all the money that they took from all those guys, as in all those SARS money they used to take, they know
they could not hire a good Photoshop. They could have hired Adekunle Gold.
With
a better job.
The tech talent that is swimming in Nigeria, they can't find a designer
very good.
that is even an undergraduate to help them do that.
Exactly.
That was so terrible.
Yeah, they managed to use PixArt to...
Well, that shows how much government establishments should actually see what startups are seeing.
Yeah.
Nigeria is filled with tech talents, and you shouldn't be falling short in areas like this when you have a number of them even going outside the country.
Exactly.
So they should see this fault of the NPF.
Well, they should, but they will not see it. It's not them.
Yeah, because they can't pay the money.
They can't know.
They don't want to pay the money.
They don't want to pay.
They will not understand. Do you know why? Because the work of a developer is
or a designer in this case.
Of a designer in this case is... It looks like, what are they doing there? So when you ask for money, they'll be like, what are you going to do?
It's not just a photo.
Exactly.
So they don't want to
just write it.
Click.
Remember that tweet? There was a tweet I shared the other day about people
content
say
creation, right?
content creation.
Yeah.
Is one of the most underappreciated.
The person said
very
me.
easy.
Me.
It was annoying.
It is not me.
So eventually, we hope we get there where the government officials and establishments will recognize the talent in Nigeria and use them.
Have you not seen their websites?
I remember Nigeria Air
Have you
logo.
not seen their websites?
Exactly.
I remember Nigeria Air logo. That was another...
There was some millions of naira, right?
Millions.
25 or something.
Was it millions or billions?
Can't be billion. I'll drop this mic.
Crazy stuff. but it's interesting, like Nifemi talked about tech talent and how they're all, leaving the country. So many people live in the country.
Yeah, exactly.
And it got tougher this year for a lot of people. Many people I know personally who were working in the US or the UK were forced to come back.
Are you serious?
This year because, for example, Trump's
policy,
and all of that. So, but it seems we're going to start seeing more of exporting of tech talents again going on.
Yeah, it's possible because on the same day, December 1st, the US and the UK, they made amendments to their policies that would likely open up their borders to more tech talents coming in. So for US, December 1, the court overruled Trump's administration's decision to make some kind of changes to the H-1B visa. So for those who are not too familiar with it, the H-1B visa is like a very, very precious visa
For immigrants.
For immigrants, yeah.
Right.
So for those going to Silicon Valley, for those going to work for Fortune 500 companies in the US, H-1B visa is allows skilled workers, skilled immigrants in fields of medicine and of course tech
engineering
to the US. So the court overruled the decision for the US to increase the minimum wage for people holding the H-1B visa. Trump actually said anyone holding the not Trump, rather, his administration said
Well,
minimum wage should be 40% higher for people holding this kind of visa.
Wow.
So, and of course, minimum wage 40% higher. And how many companies can afford to pay 40% higher minimum
so
wage?
they have to be
So-
letting them go.
So they have to be letting them go, and it might stop employing new skilled workers.
And
But
what's this?
But now the story is changing.
the story is
concern,
changing.
right?
So
Yeah.
so maybe those. Okay, it wasn't this year. Oh, Nigerians were actually supporting Trump. We saw a lot of Nigerians supporting Trump. I don't want to say for many Nigerians who were so concerned about the US election, maybe they are justified. And those celebrating the fact that Joe Biden came in. I mean, so we are seeing changes already. And
Yeah,
Biden is not a
yes.
president.
But
Yeah.
can we say is this administration
I know,
change?
we
It's-
can't-
it's-
I'm
it's-
just-
it's
probably
possible.
far-fetched. but
it's
I'm just saying,
actually
okay.
more of an oversight on the part of Trump. So they didn't follow due process when they wanted to make the change.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're supposed to do like a public review process, and it's like
Stakeholders,
just
yeah,
we have to
stakeholders
say-
will bring in their inputs.
Trust
They just-
Trump to
They said, oh, because of COVID-19,
Yeah.
pandemic,
You.
unemployment crisis, they have to
Let's
do it
keep all
sharply,
this
sharply,
stuff,
sharply.
yeah.
So I'm saying sharply, but
So
Yes.
guys should start dusting their passports now.
exactly.
Right.
Then of course,
It's
across
good
the
news.
Atlantic in the UK, they are introducing they are revamping their tier 2 visa. So it's going to be a skilled worker visa for those, of course, that are in skilled employment. You can apply for that visa to the UK,
Like
and they are
medicine.
introducing a points-based basis for your English, for having a job offer, and one more thing. Let me confirm that.
And
Oh, okay.
minimum salary being paid.
Minimum salary being paid. Thank you. Yes. So the language, the job offer, and the minimum salary being paid. So for those applicants who score high on those points, they will be granted the visa. And of course, there's a startup visa, there's a business visa in case you have a business idea and you feel Nigeria is not your market or your audience. You can go
And
to
you
the
can
UK.
transfer your company
so you can
from
launch your
Nigeria.
startup.
Yeah.
Or you can also
Transfer your company
move your
from
startup from
Exactly, from
Nigeria.
Nigeria to the US, especially
To the
early
UK.
stage
to the UK or
startups.
the
Yeah.
US.
Interesting.
And this is what Canada has been doing for a while. That's
Yeah.
made it
Yeah.
like
That will make
point-
Canada popular.
Yes,
among,
Canada. I'm going Canada is my country.
Monty.
Well-
So that the pressure will
Quebec.
reduce on Canada now.
Yes, so
Yeah.
US and UK are now receptive.
Interesting.
Glory.
And don't even forget Dubai too, with their new visa policy.
Oh yeah.
Those who
I'll-
get PhDs, they get
Yeah,
5-year
5
visa.
years.
to
I always
work.
have mixed feelings about this. Sometimes we celebrate this as good news because people can
Because-
go. But at the same time,
because-
there's so much brain drain going on.
Mm.
Well, because
Is-
Nigeria is not even encouraging
Did you say brain
you.
drain?
Yeah, what do you call it?
I don't know.
Brain
Like
drain,
brain drain from
talent
Nigeria and
export.
all-
yeah,
all the-
it's
We'll be
it's not as
blessing
if we're using
Nigeria
it
from
here,
afar.
Sha.
Exactly.
It's not as if we're using
Yes,
it
that
here.
is the word.
So-
So we have to find a
We're
place
not
where
using the
we
brain,
use
that's
it.
true.
Okay, so what do we call it? Brain exit.
Exactly, or something like that.
Those that need this more.
But at least we are seeing like people that have gone over there, they are coming back to actually create more impact. They're actually able to build capacity over there. Then when they come back, they're able to.
That's if they come back.
if
Don't
they
say
come
when.
back.
If
Yeah,
they
if they come back. Yeah, we have Obina
because
Kwani.
because regulations are opening their mouths, waiting for them
Yeah.
to suck them.
But the good news is that if you decide you want to stay in Nigeria, there are also opportunities. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about funding everywhere, funding, and there's still funding this week again.
Right.
Give us our weekly.
Fun.
Funding.
Funding those.
Unlike Emmanuel's.
Like what
doses.
Emmanuel said about guys coming back and everything, right? So these guys, they're a fintech company from Nigeria, but they are also YC backed and US based at the same time.
They're kind of
So, yeah.
they're incorporated in the US
In
anyway.
the US,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Credit Power, right?
Power, yeah.
Credit Power.
So they're a consumer credit fintech company, startup rather. So yes, in 2018, right, Credit Power started with providing point of sale consumer credits to lower and middle class income earners in Nigeria. So what they do basically is like, these POS terminals, right, where you have to like pay for, let's say you buy some stuff and you need to pay for it. So if you don't have it at that particular time, you can use Credit Power to get credit and pay.
Okay.
So you get to pay them later. So it's at this point of sale terminals that they do this kind of stuff. But the ultimate goal was to get to a situation whereby almost every Nigerian has like a credit card, right? Where you can use it at any
Nigeria.
yeah, I know,
Amen.
right? And Nigeria and Africa, we're not big on credit cards. Like we just have debit cards.
Debit,
Exactly.
straight up, no time.
So this it's a tough thing or a tough market that you're trying to break into.
Well,
And
now they've raised fund.
yeah, So they raised $1.5 million.
Ooh.
They didn't specify the round, but yeah, just a new financing round. So I think in the past they had raised 150K from YC. That was in 2019. That was last year, 2019, where they moved to they got accepted to YC, got 150K alongside 6 other African startups.
YC rounds are pre-seed, right? Or seed?
They are seed rounds actually.
Seed round.
So
Okay.
this might even be a follow-up seed round. Or yeah, YC was part of the investors that actually backed them in this one. Yeah. So YC backed them. Then a Lagos-based fintech investment holding company, Greenhouse Capital, which is like a spin-off from Venture Garden Group, VGG, right? That Tangerine Life, a digital insurance company, and other VC firms.
So what are they going to use this funds
So
for?
yeah, exactly. So they want to actually launch this credit cards that for like 2 years they've not been able to launch. Yeah, when I was speaking with the CEO, Feyintolu, so he said they were going to launch the credit cards before the end of the year. And we'll know about, I mean, they'll do like some publications and, advertisements and to get Nigerians to use the credit cards. And they want to actually expand outside Nigeria. But the market is not being specified. Maybe probably Ghana or Kenya.
That's interesting though, because
Yes,
trying to create a credit
Card
culture
system, yeah.
among Nigerians and Africans, that would be tough.
Very, very tough.
Because we're not used to that.
They should
At
ask
all.
the lending companies how it's going so far.
How is
How
going?
is going for
Right.
that?
Yeah, but
And
I
even
mean,
if people want to use it, who are the like handlers? Like, can I just come to your supermarket?
Well, I think they'll have
and-
to. Okay, for the credit cards, they're partnering with the what is it called, like Verve and Visa card and Visa Mastercard to issue those cards,
Credit
right?
cards,
So,
yeah.
Exactly. So it's I don't know how they'll probably make it work, but they say they have some financial institutions they've partnered with.
They partner with.
with.
I mean, imagine they're having to build their own credit system from scratch. Unless you want
Exactly.
to plug into like Voyance and Blacklist,
To know
and other
creditworthy
platforms we've
people.
talked about
they could use
over
Okra as an API
previous
to
episodes. Yeah, but anyway, all the best to Feyintolu and Olorunfemi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting stuff. And that just reminds me again. We're still talking about whether brains are not getting trained or whatever. Of course, let's not forget that the visas, the UK and US policy extend to all Africans, not just
Right. Okay.
Nigerians. And now Credit Power trying to do all of that. But there's always still the talk about when you throw numbers around about the population of Africa or the population of Nigeria, everywhere, people are always like, okay, how many of these people are actually online?
Right.
Able to access these services, because all these things we're talking about are online, right? And it's interesting to see that governments all across Africa are trying to create that environment for that.
And they
And
look
Lagos
like
State
they're
has something
trying.
very interesting going on.
Yeah. So don't you remember? Well, like a few months ago, we discussed that Lagos is building a unified fiber project.
Yeah.
So they want to actually lay fiber optic cables that transmit internet connectivity, and of course the infrastructure for it, the fiber ducts where you insert those cables. They're also building it all around Lagos. So the details around that time were were sketchy, and we gathered from industry stakeholders and all that. But the Lagos State government themselves have come to explain more about the project. So they plan to build 3,000 kilometers of fiber optic cables in 2 phases. So that is in total of 6,000 kilometers. So it's not going to be just a today project. It's not going to be
Immediate.
it's
It'll
not going
take
to be
a
just
while.
immediate. So, but I think the goal is very impressive. They plan to connect it to all public schools, both primary and secondary schools.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, and of course all their hospitals and government offices.
Let this thing happen,
Local
please.
government.
Amen.
Yeah, we
Amen.
don't want elephant projects like
Don't.
our real
that,
projects,
that,
please.
that is.
let
that
Yeah,
is
it's actually
you.
awesome. So, and of course, that is how it benefits the public sector. For the private sector, any telco who wants to expand his fiber network to say Korodu or my beloved Igondo, you don't you don't have to build or dig the ground or actually start laying fiber pipes, the fiber ducts
Yeah.
yourself. all you have to do is to latch into the existing unified network. So it's a very, very interesting project, and I hope it brings.
Really hope.
Yeah.
We're hoping.
And of course, there are other interesting stuff going on. He said it's like the foundation for the Smart City Initiative. They want to install at least 2,000 security cameras around Lagos to monitor traffic and whatnot, and of course, criminal activities. Yeah, and of course, they want to also open an open data platform. I can't believe I'm saying good news.
Right?
I mean, is it wrong to actually doubt this thing? Because it's sounding good to be true, to be honest. But I hope it.
Well, it's good to have lofty plans.
Yeah, but it's doable if with the right application. I mean, they said they want to get that data from all the public offices, digitize everything so that and make the data an open data platform
accessible to
developers and innovators.
This is our government,
exactly.
the Lagos State government.
Yeah, Lagos State government to be precise.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, we'll be watching. We'll be watching. I mean, it sounds interesting.
Yes, even if it's our children that we enjoy it, we are still open.
Wow, what do you mean?
That is foul.
Wow.
Hey, well, Nigeria would
We'll be great again.
I mean, talking about the future like our children, we're also talking about building the future of money.
Yeah, of course.
Emmanuel, tell us about the Digital Currency Summit that is taking place next year.
So on January 27, 2020, TechPoint Africa will be hosting the biggest, the best, and the brightest minds in the crypto space. And we'll be discussing building the money of the future. So, of course, you'll be seeing what's happening with the Naira. Like, you slept, Muya just said.
Stunning on you.
Stunning on you.
I'm telling you.
And it's not even going down.
It's not going down, no.
What does
But I
want
think
to go
it's
to?
appreciated.
It's upwards forever.
Please help us.
Please. But at least the CBN brought a new policy that could help.
Please.
But of course, digital currencies, the adoption has been massive.
And we see cryptocurrency too, like,
Yeah.
it was 18,000 last month or something. $18,000.
Bitcoin is going
and
wild.
Bitcoin now.
It hit the ceiling
It
of
hit 20 last
20,000
week.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, $20,000.
Yeah.
And it just dropped. And
Crazy
experts are
stuff.
claiming that, okay, it's going to be very, very, very. So, but let's discuss how we're going to leverage this. What is the next thing for us? Okay, we are massive adopters of crypto, and a lot of people are doing billions of Naira in P2P volumes every month in Nigeria. Like, according to Useful TV, that's about $43 million P2P in the month of October alone. So,
In just Nigeria.
what's the next thing for us?
that's
Yes. So
crazy.
how do we build infrastructure? How do we make it more widespread for people to use? How do we deepen financial inclusion? How do you even raise funds if you are running a crypto startup? What do you need to know about blockchain technology if you're a developer? What do you know about UI UX for blockchain? Everything will be discussed at this conference. Please, it's an exclusive event, so hurry now and grab your ticket at currency.techpoint.africa. And
It's not free.
it's not free. It's just a little token.
Just a
and
little
there.
token. So we'll put the links to that in the episode note or description, wherever you're listening from. Of course, if you're listening for the first time, maybe your friend shared this to you from Twitter or by email or wherever. This is the Tech Points Africa podcast. You can get the podcast anywhere you get podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, anywhere you get podcasts. And if you don't like apps, I know people who don't like podcast apps. You can also go to podcast.techpoint.africa to listen to all the episodes. You can search with keywords and find past episodes that talk to things that you're interested in. And of course, don't forget our sister podcast, Built in Africa. Built in Africa is, interviews with founders, innovators all over Africa doing great things. We're very proud of the couple of episodes we're going to be releasing in December. So check that out. Go and search for Built in Africa in all those places I also mentioned. Or you can visit builtin.africa. Any parting words, Nifemi Heritage?
Don't stay away from techpoint.africa. That is where you get quality tech news in Africa.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Heritage.
what she said, and stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. And I always love when we're able to record in our studio. But next week we'll probably be recording remotely again. Very sad, but
Yeah.
thank you for sticking with us. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.